Welcome to the Microsoft Dynamics Customer Engagement Solutions Overview. I am Matthew Panzano, the Director of Strategy Innovation at Organo. Today we're going to talk about a store owner's journey. Their journey about researching HVAC units and then picking us as their provider of the HVAC unit. Now once that unit was picked, we need to actually coordinate installation of that unit, gather all the parts required for that unit, and then lastly scheduling the equipment to be installed and configured. We'll show how we can manage this entire process using the Dynamics 365 solution. We're going to start our day, as we start many days, by reviewing our emails. Now, as you can see here, we have an email from John Bravo. And John has asked us about our upcoming meeting and some discussions we're working about. We'd sent John some quotes. You'll see here the tight integration between Microsoft Outlook and Dynamics 365 Sales, or the Sales Copilot. Microsoft has, over the years, richly enhanced the Dynamics platform by incorporating Copilot and their AI technologies. And here are some of the results. You'll see that I have key sales information directly from the email right here on my right side panel in my Sales Copilot interface. Common communications, opportunity, etc., my opportunity information, what it's connected to. If I'd like to get some more information about the opportunity, I can very simply drill in and get some more detail. It's actually a very large opportunity for us. So I can drill in and get data. Now I can also let Copilot do a lot of proactive options. So if I wanted to do a follow-up meeting here, all I would have to do here is say, schedule the meeting with Copilot. Now, what Copilot is doing is taking the content of what we have in the threads of the email, creating a quick agenda for me, also inviting the folks that need to be invited, checking my schedule when I might be available for that particular meeting. And you'll see here that it automatically inserted a summarization and my agenda options for me as we went through. So here we are in what we start most of our days with, email. So I'm in Outlook, and you'll see again the very tight integration between the Dynamics platform and Outlook. Right here on the right side panel is our Sales Copilot interface, and it's giving me key information from my email threads. So I've been communicating back and forth with John, who's our customer, and I'm getting key sales information about AdventureWorks, John's company, John Bravo Works, any of the particular options or opportunity information, any opportunities or information that might be connected in the system. And if I'd like some more detail, I can quickly go in and drill to any of that particular data. Now I can also let the AI technology do a lot of the busy work for me. So let's say I need to do a follow-up meeting with John, follow up about this quote we sent them. So I could just simply go here and say, schedule a meeting with Copilot. Now I could have just scheduled a regular meeting like we've done for years in Outlook, but let's have the AI do all the busy work for us. And the busy work is, well, I need to come up with an agenda, I need to read all the notes, I need to make sure the invite's correct. Well, here, just in about 2 seconds and one click of the mouse, what Copilot did for us was automatically give me an available time. I can go ahead and change that particular time, or I can find a time. So let's just say Friday at 8:30. It looks like everybody's available at that time. And it also created that quick agenda for me and a summarization. And if I like that data, I would just hit insert. Now I can also make modifications to this if I want to go ahead and make modifications to this data. And I could just say, well, I just wanted to say, instead of that, we'll just say, let's discuss. And I'm just going to go ahead and send this particular invite off. And just that quickly and that simply, I can use my Outlook integration in Copilot to do a lot of that busy work. Just think about the time savings there. I could literally do that several times a day. I do that 100 times a day. How much time are we saving as we go through and enter any of that particular data? Now that we've kind of looked at our email, next thing we're going to do is actually look at our Dynamics solution itself. So now we're in our Dynamics sales module, and all the Dynamics pieces have different modules. So in our sales module, we have, again, lots of different options. And you'll notice Copilot is here again, our AI technologies. And I have the ability to kind of view my prompts, and I can ask simple questions here. I can say, well, show my pipeline for the next, let's say, 15 days. And that's going to go out now and kind of query my pipeline for the next 15 days. I could have said 30 days, I could have said 60 days, I could have said 6 months. So this is now giving me my pipeline in a very nice graphical view. And as I hover over any of these circles, it's going to give me my key options I have, when they're going to close, etc. I also do have the ability of viewing it in more of a funnel view, so whatever the process steps might be, or stages, so I can do that very quickly. Now I can go ahead and type that, or Microsoft gives us a few prompts. So I can go ahead and ask questions of the data as well here. I can say, well, what's new with my sales records? So what has changed with my sales records? So I can just go hit there, hit enter. And that's going to go and tell me what's new with my sales record. Well, here's one sales record that was updated. And if I wanted to go ahead and say what the update was, it's going to go and say, okay, well, you updated your closing date. So I updated the closing date from 5/28 to 6/15. So again, a lot of these questions and prompts that Microsoft gives you key data, but just think about how hard that used to be to find that key information in solutions. And now it's just, again, 1 or 2 clicks away. Now that might be very easy to kind of quickly locate key data, but if I wanted to do overview data, the best way to kind of look at that is through a dashboard. And I'm going to bring up our sales rep dashboard. And this is an interactive dashboard. You'll see here I have opportunity scores, top customers, and I have sales pipeline. Again, if I hover over any of this data, I can see the sales pipeline. I have activities, my open leads, and my open opportunities. Now, one of the things you'll see is that, well, there's a lot of records here that kind of filter through. Well, that's one of the key things about what I said, interactive dashboards. I could just click here and say, I just want to see what's at the proposal stage. So let's just get these over the goal line. And as soon as I click that, you'll see these are the 3 opportunities at the proposal stage. So I shrunk down all the information and all these other options very quickly and very easily by just filtering the data. But as our customer was looking at information and asked for requested information from us, it came in as a lead. So I'm going to go ahead here and open up this particular lead. And as our lead opens, you'll see we have our key demographics on the lead, topics, etc., solution interest they may be interested in, their address. In the middle here, we have what's up next. So what's the next thing we need to do as a salesperson? We have key highlights. So the system automatically, again, using AI and Copilot, automatically summarizes that information, gives me key highlights of what's going on. Here we have our interactions or our timeline. So we can use our timeline pieces, and our timeline are essentially our activities. We're going to get back to that in a minute. Across the top here, you will see that we actually have a process bar. And these are fully configurable, and you can create these yourself. And what the process bar allows us to do is anyone who comes in can very easily see where we are in the process of that lead or opportunity, where we might be. And how the solution works is once the lead is qualified and we're ready to go, we can easily update it and kind of convert it to an opportunity. But before we jump to that, let's just go over here to Copilot. Again, you'll see Copilot is our friend throughout this entire demonstration. Copilot here is now giving me a lead summary. So it's taking all the data from in here and giving me a quick summary when it was accessed, all the particular key information about that particular lead. Now, if we go ahead here and we want to go ahead and move this to the next stage, I would click our next stage and it would take us to convert all the information and convert it to what we call an opportunity. So now this is our opportunity stage. So now we have all the key information from the lead all comes over for us. So we have our opportunity pieces for here as we kind of pick up any of our opportunity options for us. And we can kind of convert that. You'll see now in our process bar, we've gone from develop now to propose. So those are the stages that we have there. And the next would be to our stage. We have an opportunity score. We also have an up next. We have a full summary as well. And then all our key pieces of information here. Across the top, we have tabs. And tabs allow us to kind of group similar pieces of information. So we could say products here. These are the products for this particular or if we may have quotes. So this is a particular quote. We can actually have multiple revisions of quotes as well. And then we also do have the ability of saying, hey, who are stakeholders and all the other key pieces of information on this particular opportunity. Now, again, as you saw with our lead, we now can go to our opportunity summary in Copilot. So Copilot now gives us an opportunity summary. Contact information, estimated close date, all the key information that's been going on here, plus some additional data. Remember, we have products attached here, so I have some product insights about what's going on with products. So it gives me some pricing details. It pulls all the key pricing information from the pricing engine of the Dynamics solution right here, right in front of me as well. Now, if I wanted some more information about AdventureWorks, I could also click on the hyperlink and bring up AdventureWorks. One of the key things about the entire solution you'll see today is all the information is very much interrelated. So it's very easy to kind of get information you need at the time you need it and then jump back and forth. But you'll notice that we haven't opened up new pieces of information or opened up new screens as we've gone through. The other thing you also notice when we came into our record here, new activities and emails. So what I've missed. So maybe there's a big, large team working on this particular opportunity or this particular account that they're doing other things. I can also see what other folks are working on as well. So this is our basic account information, account name, etc. We can add additional fields or addresses, also account hierarchies. So if we had additional counts under this particular account, we could see that as well. You'll see our highlights and any of our other information, customer summary. Again, our AI pulling up key information of lifetime sales for the customer. And we also do have our timeline here in the middle. And what our timeline is interactions or activities. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go ahead and let's create a new email. So I'm going to compose an email. And I'll just go ahead and say they wanted some climate control solutions. So they wanted climate control solution for the XV20 system. And they wanted to describe what we wanted. So let me just go ahead here and do a quick cut and paste. And I'll just say for John Bravo. And you'll see here I have an option to do a generate. So I am going to go ahead and hit generate. And you'll see just that quick. Hope this message finds you out. I wanted to reach out with some additional information, any specific requirements, etc. So just that quick and that easy, I can generate an email. I didn't have to type it, etc. Now I do also have options to adjust it, make it more professional, make it more friendly, etc. I can also translate it to also 30 different languages here. So if I wanted to translate it to Spanish, I could go ahead and translate it to Spanish. Don't know Spanish that well, so I'll just go ahead and click on that. And we'll just create the draft again. I could have just reverted back, but just a little quick, too quick of a click there for us. The other option you'll notice here is schedule the email to send at a later time. So I could actually send this to say, I'm going to schedule this to go out tomorrow, send it whatever. I can also set a reminder because I am tracking this email. Not only am I sending it, I'm tracking it. So I can say if I do not receive a reply or if the email isn't opened by, let's say, Monday at 2 o'clock, I want to go ahead and do a follow-up. So I can just go ahead here and send that particular email out. Now I'm going to go send that email out. And if it's not open by that particular date and time, it's going to come back and respond back to me saying, hey, this person hasn't opened the email. If they do open the email, I'll actually get a time and date stamp when they actually open the email, including what kind of browser and what device they opened the email. Okay. Now that we are back here, last thing we need to do is customers agreed to go ahead and buy our particular solution for this HVAC system. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and create an item. So you'll notice in here, I have these little options. So I can see what opportunities we're working on this particular account. I can see any quotes we have with this particular account, and you'll see cases. Cases is going to bring us into our next module, which is kind of our case management or part of our customer service module. So I'm going to go here, but right from here, I'm going to say I need to kind of create a new case for our operations team. They're going to just say, hey, I need to go, since we're ready to go, I need to go ahead and have your team get everything ready to set up an installation and configuration for this particular new HVAC system. So I'm just going to say create a new case, and it's going to bring up a very simple form. Now, one of the things about any of these forms you're seeing today, they can be configured any way you'd like. We're just going in here, so we're just going to stay install new HVAC system. And again, we have a lot of these pre-populated. It's a service, and then an incident type. We have lots of these incidents. This is a commercial installation. We're going to just do this as a medium priority, and maybe we're chatting with the customer on the phone. And this is an XV, so it does know what product the customer has purchased. So I'm just going to hit a save and close. So what this is going to do now is actually open up a case for us. Now, again, this could be done by the salesperson. This could be done by the case management worker. It doesn't really matter as we go in and modify this. Very simple though to just kind of click it in there. Now, so far we've gone through, we've kind of gotten our email to our lead, taken our email, we've set up a meeting, we had our lead, we converted it to an opportunity, went in, customer did like what we wanted to say, customer agreed to purchase what we wanted to sell them, our HVAC solution. Now we've gone in and we've passed it over to our operations department, and they are now going to take the particular order over, and they're going to go ahead and work their magic to get their team ready to go to make the customer happy and get this thing configured, and then go ahead and get it installed as well. So we are now going to change hats here, and we're going to be one of our customer service representatives. Okay? And we're going to go and create kind of our new case system here. Okay? So you'll see here, this is kind of one of the views of their world. So again, as new cases come in or new activities for them for cases to come into the system, I could go in and say, this is the one we just created, installed a new HVAC system. So I could go ahead and open up this particular case. Some people call them tickets. We can do that as well. You'll see, okay, this is kind of basic information. I wanted to do that. The incident type there, so all my key data is filled in. I can go ahead and change what type. It's going to be a request. The origin information came in. I can just say install new HVAC system in customer's new location. All right. So some very simple items here. I can handle most of these at once, but what we're going to do here is again show the tight integration with all the modules. So now I'm going to take this case and I'm going to convert it to what we call a work order. And a work order is now the next piece of it that now tells our group or field service group that actually goes out and does the installation that now I have a work order that needs to be go ahead and scheduled for our particular customer. So now you'll see the screen automatically change and be modified, and it's popping us right back into our work order screen. Right? So this is our work order screen. Now again, just like all the other modules we've been looking at, Copilot is kind of already doing a lot of work for us. So I'm going to set the priority here to just medium. It's not a major medium piece in here. We could say new HVAC install for a new location, etc. Now this does give us the service address and the location. Again, we do click on that. It will tell us where we are. We have full mapping and tracking capabilities here. So we'll just picking where the data set is going here. And once again, you'll see our Copilot friend. So Copilot is pulling up key information and now summarizing what has happened for that particular order. So it's showing us all the key information about the work order, what we need to do for the work order, etc. You'll also notice that it's giving me booking suggestions. So based on what that work order requires, equipment, location, etc., it's telling me Matthew is the best person and the best times to go ahead and do this particular installation. It's telling me about the key options here. And if I go to assets, these are the particular assets that is that for that particular work order. Now, so we've actually kind of gotten all this quick detail. And again, I didn't just type a couple of little quick. So now that we actually created our work order, let's go ahead and schedule our work order. To do that, we're going to look at the schedule board. We have our resources here along the left. We can have many other resources besides the ones we have on our list here. Then we also have what schedules those resources are particularly at here in kind of a list view. And over here we kind of have a map of where those resources might be located. So here's that, here's some other resources. And as I hover over here, these are the work orders and their approximate locations they may need to be serviced. So for our work order, we're going to need is our new work order that we created here was number 167. So we need someone to go out and fulfill that particular work order. And it looks like Matt has some availability. So I can go ahead and just drag and drop, and I will add Matt for Friday for this particular time slot. And that all it is to go ahead and schedule a resource. Now, there's plenty of other options we have with this particular schedule board that we will show in other videos. But for right now, that is our key component for scheduling a resource. Now we're going to go through and actually go through our final role. And our final role is our field technician. And our field technician is using a mobile device. I have an iPhone here, it could be any mobile device you'd like to use. You'll see that that work order that was scheduled on the schedule board now appears on my mobile device right here for tomorrow. And you'll see it is scheduled. I could get turn-by-turn directions. I can also use our friend Copilot here get some Copilot information. So if I'd like some Copilot information, I can get a full summarization of the information right from here. I could also go in here and view details of that particular work order. So I can see the scheduling information, the approximate hours, who the resource is, etc. I can also go in and see the customer information, including mapping information where the customer is, my approximate miles transferred. I can see the services associated with that. So my incident types, etc. I also can see service tasks. So we're going to get back to that tab as well. But one of the things that we first have to do when we get on site is we need to change our booking status from scheduled to in progress. So we're now in progress. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly save that. Now, next thing I'm actually are in progress. Now, once I do that, you'll notice that it only puts a time and date stamp on my in progress option. So the time I've started the work order and when I'm going to finish the work order. So as I'm doing my particular task, it automatically tracks my time. So if I go to my services here, the first services I have to do is actually a job safety assessment. So it does allow us to go ahead and create those. So if I go to my job safety assessment, kind of I put the name of the inspector, it would be me. So I could just kind of do that very quickly, kind of pick the name of the inspector. We try to make this very simple for the technician to fill out. Yes, I did have my hard hat, my steel toe, all my safety equipment, any issues, just say none. Any photos, we could take photos here. I did go ahead and complete that before I did anything on there. And I did have a complete set there. Actual duration just took me a minute to go ahead and complete it. And we did pass the inspection. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now, as that's saving, you'll notice that as I go back, I now have that task has now been taken off the list. And now I need to do an installation of the heat pump. So as I go through and I do any of the installation, as I do any of those particular tasks, I just go ahead and hit the little checkbox that I completed these tasks, and you'll see the checkbox automatically comes up and picks those and takes those off the list for me until I have all my tasks completed. And once I have all my tasks completed, then I would go back up here and I could go back to my status and say, well, I have completed the job. You'll see the duration automatically knew it was just 2 minutes. Obviously, this is a demonstration. We wish we could get stuff installed in 2 minutes, don't we? I would just go ahead and hit save. And now that job is completed. And that information will automatically update back to our schedule board. So our resource and our scheduler will know that that information is completed. Thank you for joining us today. Once again, my name is Matthew Panzano, and I am the Director of Strategy and Innovation at Organo. Thank you.